What's up guys, welcome to Text Game Tuesday. This is the series where I take your real life conversations and break them down and give you actionable feedback. And we got a juicy one today. Also, make sure you watch until the very end because I'm gonna share with you something that's pretty fucking hilarious. So this was emailed over to me and let's take a look at this Convo. So basically the context here is this is a girl he met off Hinge, he moved her off the app, he got her number, now he's trying to set up the date. So his opener here is, hey, it's blank from the thing, what's your schedule like? Now again, I don't like combining the opener with also asking for compliance. I think these should be two separate texts, so you should just say, hey, it's blank from the thing, wait for the girl to respond, and then be like, by the way, what's your schedule like? But anyway, so she doesn't respond, so he waits actually only one day. I would recommend waiting at least 2 days before double texting and sends her a question mark. She says, hi, I'm sorry, I've been with my friends. I'm not free till like next Friday. All my friends are visiting from college and I'm just spending time with them before they leave. He says, yeah, that's cool. Let's meet on Friday evening then. Okay, this works so far. She says, KK. So then he waits a few days and on Monday he sends her the Ryan Gosling meme trying to keep the lead warm. And she sends him back a picture of a psychotic cat. Interesting. He says, you look good today. So this is good. He's kind of teasing her. She says, thank you. What you do today? Her grammar's in the best. And she sends him a photo of, I guess, the beach or the ocean or whatever. So he responds with, just finished her workout, looking nice and fit for our date. Pretty standard PWF line, that's good. She's like, oh, and when's that gonna be? He says, when are you free this weekend? And then she doesn't respond again. So he waits, let's see how long he waits. He waits another day and he sends her question marks. So one mistake this guy's making is that he's not really waiting long enough. Like I would wait at least 48 hours before you send a follow-up question mark or a takeaway, something like that. And she responds with, I was in urgent care yesterday. I'm so ill, I'm dying. I'm on my deathbed, okay? He's like, lol, are you for real? She's like, do you not hear my lungs? I'm dying. I'll wear a mask. How's he supposed to hear her lungs when she's texting him? I don't know what the fuck. This girl's probably not the brightest. But anyway, he says, okay, I hope it's nothing too serious. She's like, I'm dying. He's like, I hope it's nothing too serious. She's like, to be honest, I don't know. I got tested for COVID and shit. It's very important when you get tested for COVID to also add and shit on the box. And they said the virus I caught hasn't been tested for before. Okay, she got some novel extra ho virus and then just told me to take whatever, something. And then he says, are you able to go out? So yeah, probably not the best text here, right? If she's saying that she like is literally on her deathbed, she probably can't go out. I would at that point just say, feel better, and then hit her up in a few days. She says, I can barely breathe. He says, that sucks. Good luck making it alive. Let's meet when you feel better. Good luck making it alive. Again, probably would just say, oh, that sucks, feel better. But anyway, she's like, ugh, boo. And then she's like, fine. What was she expecting? Was she expecting him to be like, that sucks. Well, anyway, I'm free tomorrow night. I can pick you up. So he messages her on Saturday, are you dead yet? Okay, not bad. She's like, no, I was in the mental hospital. So she went from being like physically sick to winding up in the mental hospital. Interesting, but I'm back now. Oh, oop. Okay, so we kind of get the idea of what this chick is like. And so he says, my favorite. And he says, good, we should celebrate sometime soon. So this guy's determined. I will give him props for that. He's just moving things towards the close. Like, girl dying doesn't throw him off his path. Girl winding up in the insane asylum. He's like, fuck it, I'm going for it. I'm getting laid, motherfucker. So she just says, okay. And he kind of playfully calls her out here, says, love the enthusiasm. I'm a big fan of texts like that. When a girl's being like low investment, low compliance, just basically say, love the enthusiasm, or don't get too excited now. Basically kind of, you're kind of teasing her for just not responding adequately. And then she sends him a bunch of exclamation marks. So he likes them, which is good. That's fine. And then he messages her, I think I saw you yesterday. She says, huh? Where? I was home. He says, was that you? I was walking around downtown SF. She's like, oh, I look busted as fuck. Also, why didn't you text me yesterday? Okay, so this is just, I guess, I don't know if he actually thought he saw her or not, or this is just kind of a ploy to get the convo started, but I guess it's kind of working. Well, it must have been your evil twin then. I thought I would say hi, but you were a little far and a little bitchy to me last time, so I didn't. She's like, how was I bitchy? Well, we matched, so clearly I like you and you like me. If you're not into this, just let me know, I'll stop trying. No need to delay making plans from your part. Okay, I don't think this takeaway here is really appropriate because, like, she was in a fucking insane asylum and then she was in the hospital or whatever, right? If we take what she says at face value, which I don't see why we should. I feel like if a girl's gonna flake, she's gonna think of something different than I was at a crazy hospital, right? So, I mean, so probably this takeaway doesn't really make too much sense here, but it does work in this case. She says, I do like you. I don't like having to cancel plans I made ahead of time, especially. I'm sorry. So he says, cool, been talking for a long time now. Sending things here would be very anticlimactic. That's one of my texts, especially because you seem like my type. I would try to make plans again, but should I expect the same? So again, this is kind of a good thing to do. I wouldn't do it in this situation, but when a girl's being flaky, you're kind of locking her in. You're basically saying like, hey, listen, if I'm gonna give you a chance, you have to actually fucking show up, right? So this is a good way of like locking a girl in as like a last resort when you're trying to make plans for like the second or third time. She says, no, not at all. I'm a lot more free now, especially because I lost my job from being in the mental hospital, but are you free Wednesday? He says, yeah, I should be free on Wednesday, say 6 p.m. She says, sounds good. What do you want to do? He says, cool. So I've been in the mood to watch something funny and maybe order some food in lately. Which type of movies or food do you like? So it's kind of a smooth way, I guess, of like trying to get her to his place. I just go for the wine close typically. I'll just say, let's spill a bottle of wine on a romantic balcony. But, you know, the way he does it can work, especially if he's under 21, which I'm getting the feeling that he might be. Like, he might be 18 to 21. And so if, like, he doesn't have access to alcohol, it could be a good text. She's like, I like horror or comedy, two completely opposite things. He says, yeah, I'm into comedies too, and we can choose food depending on our mood, to be honest. And also, normally, I'd invite you to my house for that, but my family's visiting here all week. Are you down to meet over your place? Okay, and then he follows it up with, by the way, I don't have sexual expectations. I prefer if things unfold naturally if we vibe. I'm not a big fan of sending that second text because you're trying to address an objection that might not even exist, right? Guys commonly do this. They'll try to like preemptively address objections, but the girl might not be thinking that at all, and now you put that idea in her head. So that's why I don't like doing stuff like that. She says, I can't in my place either. I'm staying with my mom right now, and okay, good, because I'm not sexual like that. Yeah, we're gonna find out about that. He says, sucks. I can invite you to my college dorm if you're fine with that. My roommate should be out for town right now. Better security also. Okay, I don't like the part about better security also because, again, kind of putting the idea in her head. Do you live close to Union Square or do you need me to call an Uber? So he's kind of like steamrolling here, right? He's kind of giving the invitation to his place and then he's like, so do you want me to pick you up or do you want me to get you an Uber? She says, I don't live anywhere near Union Square, so I'm in the Sunset, so yeah, probably. He says, yeah, cool, see you on Wednesday then. Okay, amazing. Then day of the date or day before the date, he confirms, hey, still good for tomorrow. She says, yep. He says, see you soon. She's like, KK. Then day of the date, she actually confirms on him. She says, ready for tonight. He says, looking forward to it. There's more stuff to do at work to do though. So can you make it here at 7 to 8? She's like, yeah, if you're still able to call an Uber. So here's just logistics. So we can kind of fast forward through this. This is just logistics. Basically, he gets her an Uber. She gives him the address. He Ubers her to his place. She gets there. He meets her outside. And then you can tell it's pretty obvious by the text afterwards that they hook up. So I guess there goes, I don't like to do anything sexual either. But yeah, like you can see here some of the after text. He says, hey, just checking on if you're okay. Also, your lip balm is here. You can take it whenever. And by the way, if you aren't going to see each other, can you give me that shirt? That motherfucker is complaining a lot. So I guess she hooked up with him and took one of his shirts, which is why I tell you guys about the, hey, do you want to steal my comfiest hoodie opener? Because girls are constantly stealing guys' clothes. It's like an inside joke amongst girls. But overall, if I have to rate his text game, I would say that's about a 6 out of 10. You know, maybe even 6.5. There's definitely some mistakes that were made, but I will give him props for perseverance. You know, he kind of had an obstacle, which is the fact that she couldn't meet at his place. His place was an option, but he kind of pushed through and he made shit happen, even though the girl was relatively flaky and also potentially someone who came straight out of the insane asylum. So you're probably wondering, what's the funny part in all this? So this text game review was actually my second choice. My first choice was one that was emailed to me by a very interesting gentleman, let's just say, who seems to have a massive foot fetish and spent 20 screenshots trying to foot fetish game this girl into sucking on her toes and just all kinds of crazy shit. I read this and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is pure insanity. So I emailed the guy back and I said, holy shit, this is fascinating. I gotta know though, were you trolling the whole time? He's like, no, that's what I'm into. If she ended up not being able to come over because it's too far, blocked her, LOL. I say, damn, well, this is definitely my next vid. I will try to keep the roasting to a minimum, smiley face. And I thought that he would actually kind of enjoy that since it looks like he has a massive humiliation fetish. Well, I guess he did not. So he responds instantly like, fuck. And he's like, hey man, I was kind of having second thoughts about this. Some people know it's me. I just blurted out some more info. I don't give a shit what random people think. And then I guess he does, because then just literally 4 minutes later, he emails me, actually, fuck, deleted this whole thing, eat shit. I'm like, dude, I was kidding about making fun of you. It was gonna be a texting breakdown. No one's gonna know who you are. And he responds with, eat shit, kid. So I guess now I'm the enemy. I'm like, you really this butthurt? He's like, off to be this girl's slave, bye. I guess congratulations to him. You finally managed to become some poor girl's slave. You can finally suck on her feet and keep being a virgin. But yeah, I thought that part was pretty fucking interesting. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed the very beginning of this series. We're gonna be doing these every week, Text Game Tuesdays. If you want me to review your texting conversations like I did here, then email them over to me. Email is gonna be in description. It's also gonna be as a pinned comment. And also want to mention that we are doing a huge summer sale for a limited time. You can get $270 plus worth of bonuses with the purchase of our program. So more info on that, link is gonna be in the description. Thank you guys, and until next time.